Hey, you better pass me that mic when you done. Put some respect on my name.
Yo, what's good? It's your man Double. City Takers, Norfolk Music in the building. Right now, you in the field with the Trackstarz, and we in the field getting our hands dirty. You dig?
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz. Ryan Righteous, Sean-Tana, DJ Jeremiah. Go to trackstars.com for all the latest. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, everything, even Snapchat, which I hate. I do actually hate Snapchat, but I'm getting used to Snapchat. So I know y'all like it.
A lot of hate.
Yeah, man. But all right. So we got RMG in the building.
Yeah.
Need to find out more about RMG. How y'all are doing? Explain, the whole concept, where y'all trying to go, where y'all at, what's coming, all of that kind of stuff.
Well, we're just really trying to. Our whole goal, is to reach as far as God wants, But the goal is to just go as far as we can with the music to impact culture and entertainment beyond music, videos, games, whatever comes next. But we're working on a lot of stuff. But right now we're focused on music, and we got a lot coming up. I mean, this is kind of a quiet month. It's like the quiet, calm before the storm. But a lot of I got Daraj working on a new single. Canon's working on. We're getting ready to release his lead single for the LCD3 record. So it's gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying? So that's coming. And then, of course, Derek's going to be dropping something this year, an album. Yeah, and then Tone's working on, he's got a few singles he's working on, too. So there's a lot of stuff happening, man. So they could tell you more about it.
You're going to hear a lot of RMG. It's going to sound like RMG all year. Just be prepared. Y'all might hate us for a while. There's going to be so much music. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the point of being an artist, to put music out.
Sorry, I apologize.
I think people like that when you drop music.
That's funny.
Yeah, man. So what's the goal? Like you said, video games. You said all kinds. So is it to penetrate all kinds of media?
Yeah. It's the main thing is to really to try to do really, really great at whatever we're doing media wise to impact culture. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to be a vessel for the gospel, but to do it, really do great at the things that we're trying to do to get into the culture that way. And then I think also not to ignore the fact that we are in a Christian market.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying people are ignoring it, but I think sometimes people forget that where you're selling your stuff, where the support comes from, where the booking comes from, where all the people are rallying, our base is, Christian. So it's not that you don't want to service the base, you want to service the base and be able to potentially service beyond that. You know what I'm saying? And get people excited and interested. There's a lot of folks that really want clean music, really want to be able to play games that aren't, that aren't crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like anymore nowadays, like games just have cussing in them, like a lot of gore. Like it used to be a time where that was really like taboo, you know what I'm saying? Movies, videos, like just create a vein where you can still have a great time, love it, enjoy it, but not be worried about the content.
So you guys were just at a conference yesterday where you taught a few classes, and there's a lot of artists that listen to the show, a lot of small business owners, and a lot of people look up to you guys. You guys are one of the pillars in this whole thing. So what is the advice to an up-and-coming artist, up-and-coming label? What are some of the pitfalls? What are some of the biggest challenges you guys faced, and how do you get past those things?
Yeah, and I'll let Jacob chime in too. From the manager, I'll talk to the people from a manager's perspective. Like, I think as an artist, like don't be in a rush. Like, don't worry about label deals. Don't worry about, like, in this day and age with music, if you're looking to be an artist that's doing music, right? Like in this day and age, you can really go for it. Like streaming was really a rough thing to get used to, but it's actually starting to really help. It's the exposure's out there. So if you work hard, you really work at your craft, you do the best you can with your resources. So like put all you can into your sound, and then from there, you build. So don't go get a manager if you're just starting out. You don't need a manager. Yeah. They just create a barrier and they probably don't even know what they're doing. So like, just do music, make great music, put it out, make sure you market it, do great at everything you can possibly do within your limits, within your budgets. Don't go get yourself in debt and get all kinds of loans and try to figure out, like, just make dope music. I mean, it just starts at like, there's still a such thing as a mixtape to some degree. It's just now you don't have to really. Now you can get more out of it. You know what I'm saying? Go lease some tracks off SoundClick and sell it and put it up on whoever will put it up for you, you know, and then just. And ultimately, what we said yesterday, and what I don't want cats to forget, is you need to have a communal situation. Like, if you're an artist that's a Christian artist that's got and if you weren't, but definitely if you are, like, you need to have people around you.
Yeah.
Like, TRACKSTARZ is big. There's a lot of folks in here.
Yeah.
I'm sure that if one of y'all gets kind of out of hand or does something crazy, you guys are communal and you talk about it, right?
Absolutely.
But
Kick them out.
But what if one of y'all was by
We've
yourself?
done that too.
Yeah. What if it was just you?
Yeah.
What if it was just you and you had nobody around you to support you?
Nah, definitely.
And you were making decisions and no one's there to tell you, like, bro, why are you doing that? You know, and there's a lot of trap doors with success. So we have that together. We're definitely family oriented, communal, but we also have other communities around us, like our church, and so, like, first of all, establish the foundation, then branding. Right? What's funny, a long time ago it was really communal, but the branding wasn't great, and now it's like the branding's great. The community sucks for a lot of people. So, like, we have to, like, get that and put it together where they're both great. You know what I'm saying? And then that way, you don't have these issues where, you know, guys are, you know, making decisions that may or may not, you know, get them in trouble when they release music, or things they regret later. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have cussed on my music, or like right now it might seem cool, but as you get older and you start realizing what you did, it's like, I shouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I shouldn't have said what I said, or made those statements on social media, or, you know, because you got to pay for it later.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's interesting, Canon, the first time I heard you was when Jeremiah put your song, what was the name of that song? Do you remember? It was on the mixtape. You used to put songs in front of line for line.
Yeah.
That's how I found out about Canon. That's how I found out about his son Lee, because it was just like, who is that? You know, like what was that? So
it was on Blind World.
I remember that.
Blind
World.
World.
Blind World.
So that launched, like, when you came in, it was very different than everything else that was in Christian hip hop. The ability to rap that fast and to have that much control. How was that intro in? Like, was that a plan? Was all that orchestrated by somebody, by you, or is it just all accidental?
By nature, I just rap and be in the studio all the time coming up with new ideas. So when I wrote songs like Good to Go, I was just like, I just want to rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was still living in a crazy basement, and I was rapping. I was just making tracks. Like when I made The Great Investment, I'd be in my room just producing tracks and recording over them. That was it. And so I remember when I made Good to Go, I had heard Worldwide Choppers for the first time, and I was like, this is dope, but I bet you I can do better. Why they ain't call me? Why they ain't hit me up to get on this show? Oh, they don't know me. Okay, they don't know my name. That's cool. And then so then I was just, you know, I remember sifting through so many tracks and beats and whatnot. And what I originally did was I originally rapped over the Worldwide Choppers track. But then I didn't want people trying to compare me to like Tech Nine and stuff like that. So I was just like, let me find a different track, you know, like if I ever do release this. And then I released it and I showed it to a couple of my friends. I was like, yo, this is dope. You need to put this out. I was like, all right, I'll keep it around, figure out what I'm gonna do with this, you know. Stuck around with it and called that joint Good to Go. And literally, just the melody of good to go. I'm good. Like that was all freestyle. That wasn't really playing. That just came out at that moment, and I was just like, "What's up, Simple? All right, we're just gonna roll with this."
He's got a string in his back. He's just pulling.
Yeah. So I just, you know, some stuff is like playing. Some stuff is just like, I'm just gonna make music. Like even right now, in this process of me working on this new project, I'm just making music. Like what I love about the Loose Cannon brand is Loose Cannon. When you buy a Loose Cannon project, you should feel like Cannon is free to be himself. He's not worried about whatever. He's just gonna rap and be free, as creative as he want to be, whatever. You know, and so that's typically what my mindset has always been. I'm just gonna be me the best way I can be and make music. So I don't really try to get too much worried about, can I make a radio single? Can we make this song chart? I mean, yeah, that's important after a while, because you do need to be able to move the needle with your music. But But at the same time, like, you don't want to forget the main important part of just that authentic, organic moment of creativity in the studio. Like, that's who you are as an artist. So, yeah. So.
Why you brought me the mic?
Don't look like he got something to say.
Oh no, he asked you a question. You want me to answer your question?
Tone got them eyes, but he looked like, you know what I'm saying?
I got something to say.
Hey, you better pass me that mic when you done. Put some respect on my name.
Somebody said we need
I only got one mic.
Canon
Don't
on
be
the track.
hogging the mic. Nah.
We need that. Yeah, man. So the whole Camden project, like the look and feel of it, like who is responsible for that? Is that all coming from each artist, or is that a
Canon.
collaborative? Canon.
Yeah, it was.
Because it has a distinct feel to it. It feels like we went home with you.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was definitely collaborative. You know, before recording the album, I was at a place wondering. You know, for years I didn't come into Christian rap. You know, from growing up in church. You know, when the first rap I ever wrote, I thought I was the first person to write a Christian rap. Yeah. Never even heard of Christian rap. Right. You know what I mean? So once I started doing it, I was looking for like help, looking to certain artists, trying to find out how do you do this. Like the same way when in my conversion being a Christian, I would look to other Christians like, I don't know how to be a Christian. How do you be a Christian? Yeah. You know, and so that's what I did with Christian hip hop. You know, I looked at other artists trying to figure out how do you do this. So you had the one side that was, you know, theological, the other side that was non-theological, and at a time there was a movement where the guys who were kind of holding the torch and the forerunners was like, no, that's not how you do it. Yeah. This is how you do it. You know, and I don't come from gangs, so my brain automatically goes, okay, who's the leader? You know what I mean? Yeah. And so that's how I saw it. So I was like, okay, this is how you do it. This is the culture. I know my background. I know my past. And I had conversations with guys that like, hey, you should talk about what the Lord is doing now. You know, don't get caught up in the past. Yep. But I was torn with the idea of when I go home, you know, I'm around gangsters. I'm around people who have actually killed people, like for real, at the same table. Some of these are my family members. And the question started coming up in my head, like, who's talking to them? You know what I'm saying? I remember when I first became a Christian, or the first time I heard a Christian rap CD, it was like a cross movement CD, and I'm like, what the heck are they talking about? The heck is an eschatology? You know? I had to open up a dictionary, you know what I'm saying? And so I had this burden for a few years, and me and Derek would always have these conversations, you know, always have these conversations. And so around doing this album, Derek was recording the Empire, and I did the verse for Slow Down with Tadashi, Derek and Tadashi. And I remember I did a verse, and the verse was like real Christian-y, if you will, you know. And Derek, you know, he rejected, nah, man, just go back and rewrite, you know. And so he was like, man, just be honest, be you. Yo, how'd that feel though?
When he said it?
Yeah, no, when you put it. Oh.
What's going on with your mic situation?
This way?
Yeah.
All right.
It's still not all the way around, but go ahead.
It's not quite right, but I can.
Right here?
Yeah. There you
All
go.
right, awesome. So when you actually put your best on the track, you know what I mean? Like you put your best on the track, you gave it to him the first time, and he's like, no, not this one. Give me something else. How'd that feel? Because that's a process most people don't know about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of verses that come before the actual verse you hear.
Yeah. I mean, early times, you know, it would be difficult, but now you kind of get used to that when you work with like our team. Everybody's like that, you know. That was times when, you know, Canon just said, you know, maybe you should change, you know, this or that. And that was times when I've had to do that with our guys, you know. It was like, maybe you should change this. So we're kind of used to it, but at that time, I would be honest.